Shaz and Reggie definitely did not expect from me. Um, Probably uh, many of you don't know who I am. Basically, I was a commentator myself a long time ago, like a couple of seasons ago. Can't remember when was my um last time when I was in here last season. Mm, just check. Here. Last season was season 6. And it was on F1 23 as well, when Noise and Reggie were fighting for the championship. Honestly, I mean, yeah, now it's season 10. So 4.5 seasons have gone by without me. Of course, I will have a bit of catching up to do in here. A bit of catching up. Hopefully, it's not going to be too bad. And as you can see, it is Austria with a sprint as well. So, yeah. Sprint quali, then the sprint, then race quali, and then the race itself. By the way, I'm streaming on YouTube because it's easier for me as well. If someone is going to be asking why on YouTube, it's just easier for me since I have to manage already two Twitch accounts on for the other leagues, and I guess it just kind of joins on my other BP streams. Yeah. Good afternoon, Lewis, or Louise. Yeah, a lot of new names at least for me, but still few that I remember. For example, Shaz is one of them. Niklas, Marco, Wumax, I believe Steps as well. Tig, Josefiles, aka Weeby, Weebe, YB. I don't know how to pronounce that. And anyways, I'm gonna say Jose since that's his name on PlayStation. Sesta Play, Dead Dragon, Olaf, Oreoglas, and those are the names that I recognize. The other names, I know. Wait, Martin as well. I recognize him. He was like as well at the end of my many stints in BP. So yeah, but still a few new names in here that I see. Oh, and there's another Mini Waffled, another name that I recognize. La 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 la. Shall I go to the championship, to the drivers' championship? At the moment, Marco is leading Pemerada, aka David, and hello, McCluskey as well. Yeah, it's incredible. Marco is leading Pemerada by, that is 18 points going into Austria. Shaz third, 130 points. Olaf fourth, 101 points. Steps fifth, 84. Then DJ the same amount of points as Steps, 84. Then a big cliff to Newman, 27 points, who is in the Alpine. Weebe, aka Jose, 8th at 26. TNMR in 9th, 20. I might just shorten that to TNRM. I might just go down to TN. Then Oli 10th with 18 points, and then it's Ibrahim 11th with 17, Tig 15, Mini 8, Sesta 4, Brothers 4 as well, Ozan 2, Niklas 2, and then two drivers who don't have points are Martin and Matt. In the constructors, Ferrari at the moment are leading the championship by 61 points over McLaren. Ferrari 273, McLaren 212, Aston Martin third 181, thanks to Pimeralda. But now that Pimeralda has switched to Red Bull, means that, well, Red Bull are gonna gain a few more points compared to what they had previously. The Aston Martin 189, Mercedes 119, Red Bull 92, VCarb 83, Alpine 76, Sauber 26, Haas 13, and Williams with only 2 points at the moment. Damn, damn Ibrahim, damn. That okay. That's crazy. Yeah, now we go into sprint qualifying. 18, no, I don't know, no, it's 12 minutes of qualifying, and this is just, yeah, short sprint quali, so it's gonna be a quick 12 minutes, basically Q3 you could say, in terms of time, because it's only 12 minutes. Kind of crazy how BP hasn't changed in going with crossplay, even though crossplay is available. BP has still stayed without crossplay, and still many new divisions. Overall, just when I was here, there was 2 divisions, and then Prestige. Now it's like it's F2. There is Prestige, then there's Division 1, then there's 2 others, Phoenix and whatever, Burnout. AK, just the league has gone bigger. Now we have TN, RM, out on track, Pimeralda, Cesta, Tig on the Inters, and then Ollie as well out on track. Many drivers are on the mediums. Interesting. Maybe trying to save a bit of softs. Generally, I don't know. So yeah, Cesta. No, it's not gonna be Cesta. It's gonna be Tig. I guess the first one to be starting his lap. But he has as well no ERS, and he's on the Inter. So I guess I might just go with Cesta on his lap. Going into turn 1, up the hill. Ow. Bit of lagging there by Cesta, but overall he's still good through the first corner. Now he has to overtake Tig, which Tig lets him through easily. 15.876 by Cesta through the first sector. Now I don't remember, was it 16s or I don't remember what was a good sector. I forgot a bit. Down into turn 4, and then turn 5, and then into the left-hander, that is turn 6, and then it's gonna be turn 7 soon, and it's gonna be now 44.882 through the second sector. Now into turn 8, and then now into turn 9 and 10. Here you really don't want to invalidate, since you still have to do a whole last lap, and he has invalidated. As soon as I said that you shouldn't invalidate, he invalidated. Ibrahim goes fastest 0.4.998 on the mediums in that John Deere. Ollie goes P1 0.4 dead, and he goes at went fastest. Pimeralda goes P2 0.4040. TN, well, 11 seconds, almost 12 seconds behind Ollie at the moment. Then Ibrahim a bit wide in turn 3, a bit too wide. TNRM is already improving on his lap. Steps, he's gonna finish his lap, and he goes 4th 12.253, so as well a lap that he needs to improve on. Marco, where is he gonna go? He goes P1 0.3719, and yeah, at the moment goes fastest. His teammate Olaf starts his flyer. Niklas finishes lap, but that is invalidated lap 04749. That would have been. But he's invalidated through the final 2 corners, as he still hasn't validated a lap, this one that he started. So in the final corners he invalidated it. His teammate TNRM, where is he gonna go? He goes P4.04.188 as he improves his previous time, thankfully. Pimrada goes for another flyer. Martin goes 7th, 05451. Bradders goes P5, 04954. Waffled goes 7th, 04990. 2000s behind Ibrahim. Wildcat goes, well, he was 11th, 06746, but Steps has improved his time to go P5, 04618 on his lap on the mediums. Pimrada is improving. We missed his first sector time, so we don't know is he improving or not. Sesta has left the session. His teammate Dragon is gonna soon start his lap. In front of him there's a Joseph Hilas in front of him. Goes back into the pits. And probably again I missed Pimrada's second sector. No, I didn't, since it shows there 1.5 tenths up through this second sector split. And now into the third sector. He still has to improve a lot, but he invalidates going into turn 10. But it still would have been behind Marco, at 10th behind Marco. And Pimrada has to stay with that 04040 time as of right now. Is anyone on the lap? Brados goes into the pits. Waffled goes into the pits. Oreoglas, is he on a lap? It seems like he is. Yeah, I mean, well, he has finished his time 15.648, and that means he is last. Shaz comes out of the pits. Tig on his lap 16.082 through the first sector. Dragon second sector 45.141, so it's not a second sector that would put him up there with Oli, Pimrada and Marco. I don't think so. Tig second sector we don't see, but Dragon is gonna finish his time. And where is he gonna go? He's gonna go P6.04855 in the Red Bull. In the meantime, Tig is finishing his lap. Does he invalidate through the final couple of corners? No, he doesn't. Close though. And Tig goes in front of Steps, and Dragon goes P5.04227 in the Alpine. The Alpine, I don't think it's that overpowered as was early on in the game, but still a good time from Tig. Oreoglas improves his time massively, and he goes in front of Wildcat 06659 to go up to P13. But Wildcat is already improving his time, and he goes in front of Oreoglas back to 13th place, 06395 on his mediums. Many drivers now switching to softs, but not. I mean, there's only Olaf who is out on track on the softs. The only one. Rest are waiting for further time. Shaz, in the meantime, on a flyer. No, there's no one on a flyer. Shaz through this second sector split. It's gonna be a 44.655, so it's a very good second sector for now, especially for those mediums. It's gonna be close somewhere with Tig, I'd believe. Through turn 9 and now into turn number 10. No invalidation through there. Almost invalidated though on the exit. And Shaz, where's he gonna go? He goes P4.04125 in the McLaren. Then Olaf is gonna be the first one to start a lap on the softs. And let's see what's his time gonna be on them. Hopefully he's gonna be, well, at least close to Marco, like within his time, or ideally in front of him. First sector 15.997 as he goes into turn number 3. The ears open using that ERS, and now downhill into turn 4. Tricky braking here with ABS a bit, but it's not that tricky. On the exit, beautifully through that turn 4, and now into the long left-hander that is turn 6, and then yet again turn 7, a bit shorter, 44, 3, 4, 5, so that should be, at the moment, it is gonna be close to Marco at least. Now we're going into turn 9 and 10, 9 pretty much flat out in qualifying. And now into turn 10, is he going to invalidate on the final corner? No, he doesn't. And is he going to be in front of Marco? No, he isn't. Just behind Marco. That is 64 thousandths behind Marco. Even though it's not the ideal thing to have happened to him, it's still good that he's close behind Marco. Womax on the mediums doing this time 16.521 through the first sector. Let's look at Tien. No, he's just starting his lap. Or is another lap. Niklas just starting his lap too. Womax second sector 46.051. So it's definitely not a good lap. And he isn't even using ERS. So I guess you could say that he's not on an actual flying lap. He's gonna get a time in, but he's not on an actual flying lap. 16.071 by Niklas through the first sector. He's still yet to do a time. Same with Josefiles and Sesta. Niklas now down into turn number 4. He has a bit of traffic in front of him. Hopefully they won't block him. Hopefully they won't block him any sort of way. As that was a bit close with the was that Martin? Yes, that was Martin who kind of blocked him. Second sector was a 44.8, and now into turn 9 and 10. This is one car in front of him, Aston Martin, going a bit wide. A bit of distraction there, not really blocking, and Niklas goes into P8 04.595 in front of Steps, but Steps is already 4/10 up on his time through the second sector, and that should be easily in front of Niklas, unless he's going to invalidate here. No, he doesn't, and that's going to be in front of Niklas. And where is he going to go? Is he going to go in front of his own teammate? No, he doesn't. Just behind Shaz. 04.143 by Steps. Then someone else improved. I don't know, but Tig goes up to P3 0.03977. A very good time by the Alpine. Then Shaz is going to start his lap. Is that Autoglass behind him? No, that isn't. Womax has been disqualified for going the wrong way. Waffle starts his lap. A lot of drivers going on their laps. Josefiles is going to start his lap as qualifying almost ends. Niklas retires in the pit. Pimirada is going to go up to P3 0.38660. Oli is improving on his time by 57 thousandths. Marco is improving though by 3/10 through the second sector, and what his time gonna be? It's gonna be 0.35353 by Marco, the driver that I remember him as a quali merchant and a TT merchant, but at the moment is looking good for him. There's still Oli on a lap. Oh, there's a bit of debris going on. Dragon is improving by 5/10 through the second sector and third sector. How much is he going to improve? It's going to be 5.5, but that's only P9 for him. 0.4307 by Dragon, and Shaz goes P3 0.3821. Oli, where is he going to go? Is he going to go in front of Shaz? Yes, he does by 5 thousandths of a second. 0.3816. Olaf not on a lap. Anyone else on the lap? Tig, no. Pimirada, no. Sesta, no. Ibrahim, no. Oreoglas is the final one on a lap, and he stays 19th, 0.6427, and that is the grid. This is the grid for the sprint. Marco on pole position, and his teammate Olaf right behind him. So it's Ferrari 1 and 2 in the sprint. Oli 3rd, Shaz 4th, Pimirada 5th, Tick 6th, Step 7th, CNRM 8th, Dragon 9th, and Josefiles rounds off the top 10. And then it's Niklas, Sesta, Newman, Ibrahim, Brothers, Mini Waffled, Martin, Wildcat, and Oreoglas, and Womax rounds off the whole grid with his DSQ in qualifying. There's a bit of a gap between Martin and Wildcat. A second, or over a second. It's a little bit of a gap. but you know, it is what it is. Let's just say that. Primaldo's still in the just going now into the pits, and hopefully we are gonna go in the qualifying. Yeah, now we go in from the sprint qualifying. And like I said, Marco on pole position in front of Olaf, 4.5 tenths faster than his teammate Olaf. Let's see if he's gonna show those kind of levels in the race. I still have the memories when he was a full-on quali merchant, so you know, those were the times when Marco was extremely quick in qualifying, but he just couldn't do anything in the race. His just pace dropped by 6 tenths a lap. Okay, maybe not 6 tenths, maybe like 4 tenths, because then the times were a bit closer, but still. Thanks, Omar. Thank you. Now into the sprint. It's a bit cloudy. It could be a slight danger of rain. I don't think BP did realistic rain. I think it's on dynamic. Let me just quickly check. It's custom. Okay, so it actually is. And then let me as well check formation lap. Okay, formation lap is on. Okay, so I can yap a bit more about tires and all that. But yeah, I guess then they do custom weather. I don't remember them doing them. Can't lie. Oh well, times are changing. Sometimes are changing, and like in here, I guess, especially with drivers. Now we go onto the formation lap. And let's look at everyone's tires. Is it gonna be all mediums? Yes, it is. Everyone on the medium tire, as pretty much expected. It's gonna be 12 laps. So and softs are gonna be good for like the first 4 laps. They're gonna be good for the first 4 laps, but then after that, they're just gonna be terrible. Everyone, almost everyone is on AI mode. Everyone, as like at least the top half, or the top 5 at least. Ah, that's weird. I mean, okay. I mean, it's a little bit more complicated way of doing things, but if it still does the same job, then fair enough. So yeah, almost everyone on the in AI mode, at least from the top. At least you can see easily by the movements from the car. Well, Wumax is definitely not an AI. Okay, now some drivers are getting back into their cars from AI mode. And on the exit of the final corner now, top drivers are going to be going into the grid slots. And then later on, there's just going to be more and more getting into their grid slots. Bit of a shame that on this game that the camera is not the same in the start, in the initial starts, like after formation lap, when it's without the formation lap. Someone's doing donuts in the middle of the track. Is that Newman? Yeah, Newman doing donuts in the middle of the track, I guess. That's one way of doing things. Oli and Martin have been disqualified, but I don't think that does anything. And now it's gonna be the 5 red lights, hopefully soon. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's gonna be lights out. And we go here in the Austrian sprint race. Marco doesn't get a good start. Olaf is side by side with him, but Olaf does want to fight with him into turn number 1. But Oli on the outside of Olaf does get him on the exit initially, but Olaf is right behind him. And now going into turn 2 and turn 3, is Olaf gonna go down inside? Yes, he does. A subtle down inside, you could say. Bit of contact between them, but Oli is still in front of Olaf. But Olaf doesn't want to give up this P2 so easily. Ollie is going to have to defend from Olaf into turn 4. A bit of contact. And Olaf, is he going to be in front? Yes, he does regain that P2 from the Aston Martin behind Pimerada in front of Shaza still. So, not that much of a change, at least in the top in the top places. Actually, Shaz has lost the position. Meanwhile, behind, Ibrahim is overtaken, Mini Waffled, as well Sesta is getting overtaken by Mini Waffled, and as well Bradders almost into turn 10. Sesta already 3-second time penalty, and we just do lap 1. We just end lap 1 behind a bit of scrapping as Sesta's losing many places. Ollie not going for the overtake on Olaf. Bit too far back behind. Is there anything happening? TNRM wanted to go for an overtake on Tick, but bad exit out of turn 3 doesn't enable him. Josefiles is trying to go for an overtake on Niklas into turn 4 now with the DRS. And around the outside, is that going to be able to be made with Haas versus Mercedes? It's not going to be able to make that. Josefiles didn't have the run on him on the outside. As well, the cars are a bit different. The Haas and the Mercedes are, well, a lot more different compared to each other. Lap 2 has started and ended just that quickly, and we're going to start lap 3 out of 12. Olaf, new fast lap 05491. Behind, Newman overtakes Wildcat into turn 10 as the DRS has been enabled last lap. And Pimerada, is he going to go for the overtake on Ollie? No, he's just staying back. Doesn't want to fight yet. Behind, is there anything? TNRM a bit close on Tick, but it doesn't seem like that he wants to go for an overtake. But behind is happening, and Mini Waffle is trying to go for an overtake on Bradders on the exit, and he does get him. Bradders has pushed Ibrahim wide though on the exit of turn 3. Sesta sort of wants to go for a look on Ibrahim on the exit of turn 4, but he can't make it at the moment. Martin loses a position to Newman. Meanwhile, in front, Pimerada went for that move on Ollie into turn 4, and he has made the move successful, and he moves up into P3. But this is very, very important for the championship, since if it ends like this, Marco is going to extend that championship lead to, I believe, 20 points. If I did my maths correct, which could be a bit faulty sometimes. So yeah, anyways, Pimerada in front of Ollie. Meanwhile, behind, Ibrahim overtakes Bradders. There's a bit of scrapping between Bradders and Ibrahim for that P13. Maybe even Mini Waffles could get involved in there as well. And he does get involved almost. Ibrahim almost takes out Bradders. And there's a bit of contact between Ibrahim and Bradders into turn 3. On the apex, Sesta is trying to go in front of Bradders. And a bit of aggressive defending from Ibrahim on Sesta. Sesta loses a position to Bradders. Bradders had that better line. But that was quite some aggressive defending from Ibrahim into turn 4, but I guess for now at least it works. Might not work out so nicely in the end, with maybe a report from Sesta. We could see something like that. Bradders defending from Sesta. Bradders already at 3-second time penalty, so he joins the clan with Sesta. So they can now both fight for that position. Meanwhile, in front, Olaf, is he going to go for the move on Marco? This is a very difficult situation by the Ferraris. Olaf doesn't want to go for the overtake, but defense from Pimerada. Beautiful stuff by these three, but Pimerada is going to try and go for the overtake on Olaf. And around the outside, he has made it. But is he going to do it around the outside? He is going to do it. But Olaf is still there, kind of trying to go for that move. Trying to defend from Pimerada, but Pimerada has made that move stick. And Pimerada in front of Olaf. Now he can fully focus on his championship rival, Marco. And the sprint race is still long to go. Well, technically not that long, but still. we're gonna start lap 6 out of 12. Pimerada has the DRS, but he has less ERS than Marco, so he has to conserve that ERS a bit. But Olaf has so much ERS. Newman 3 seconds, but Olaf is gonna try and go for the overtake on Pimerada, but he's gonna get a bit blocked by his teammate. Marco in front into turn 3. There's a bit of contact. Both of them go off the track, and there's contact between Pimerada and Olaf. Olaf goes into the wall as they try to re-enter the track. It was a bit tight there, and Olaf spins round, drops down to P15, damaged front wing to him as well, so his sprint is dead, you could say. Tig is trying to overtake TNRM, and he does it. The same with Steps is trying to overtake TNRM now into turn 8. Sorry, turn 7, and there's contact between them. And Steps half spins and drops a position to Niklas. Pimerada has lost his positions to Oli and Shazas. So, not good for Pimerada there as well. That could have been as well just the shitty contact model. Just Pimerada being magneted into Olaf. Basically, kind of forcing them to go, like, into each other. Pimerada almost getting T-boned, you'd say, by Olaf. Could have been just that shitty contact model, but anyways, Steps is in front of Niklas, and Steps is gonna have the DRS on Tig and TNRM. Meanwhile, behind Ibrahim and Brothers again, they're fighting, but there's even more involved. Mini Waffle and Sesta are in there as well. Well, still they're involved in there. Ibrahim is in front of Brothers. Sesta tries to go for the move on Brothers, but almost takes out Brothers. He takes him out himself, out of the contention for that P11. And now he has a 1.6 second gap to Mini Waffle, so he can almost say goodbye to that P11, at least for now. But that was a audacious move by Sesta that did not work. Kind of lucky for Brothers that Sesta got spawned, not him. Mini Waffle, of course, gains a position on Sesta. In front, Tig overtakes TNRM into turn 1. In front, though, is Oli gonna try and go for the overtake on Marco. And what Shaza is gonna do, Oli just stays behind, doesn't want to do anything. Not behind, TNRM overtakes Tig, and Olaf retires in the pit. Could be a bit excited with maybe a safety car. Tig overtakes Dragon, and as well Steps lose a position. Meanwhile, in front for the lead, Oli goes for the lead in front of Marco into turn 4. And like I said, he goes into the lead on lap 8. Marco drops a position, but still is within, well, very close beyond Oli. So he doesn't need to worry about that too much. Steps couldn't regain his 2 positions that he lost to Dragon and Niklas. And now these drivers have caught up to TNRM and Tig easily. They earlier were close, but I don't know that Steps just not have any ERS, although to be fair, he has a lot of ERS, so maybe just he didn't have the DRS on them. Meanwhile, we go into the lead of the Grand Prix, lap 9 out of 12. Marco is going to go for the easy move on Oli, but Shaz is as well trying to go for the lead of the Grand Prix. And who is going to get that DRS? A bit of contact between them. Who had the DRS? Who was in front of that DRS detection zone? And it's neither of them. Neither have the DRS, and Oli with that DRS, he can go back into the race lead, and he does that successfully, although Marco is still around the outside. Is he going to be able to get that beautiful exit? There's still side by side through turn 5 and to turn 6. Oli is behind of Marco, but he still got that move on Shazas, which is very good for his, well, trying to get that race lead on the final lap kind of situation. But honestly, in this sort of train of cars, you're not gonna be able to just hang around behind Marco for too long. You're gonna have to go for that move. You're probably gonna be forced by Shazas or Pimerada. Depends if Pimerada is gonna get in front of Shazas. This is the major factor as well. Oli again for the DRS. Is he gonna overtake Marco into turn 4? No, he doesn't. Behind. No, nothing happening. In here we have 4 constructors going for the lead of the Grand Prix. Ferrari Aston Martin, McLaren and Red Bull behind Niklas and Tig are fighting for that P5 through turn 3. Tig doesn't have the DRS and he could get overtaken by the 2 Mercedes, although he defends aggressively. And 3 wide into turn 4, wheel banging, and Niklas is going to get that good switchback on Tig, but they're still side by side on the exit of turn 4 and 5. Still side by side into turn 6, almost 3 wide into turn 6. And it is Niklas in front of TNRM. Tig still in front of everyone that is involved, and someone sent spinning. That is Dragon sent spinning on the exit of turn 8. Could have been that curb that sort of force spins you there, or it could have been just someone that didn't leave enough space. Anyways, TNRM wants to go for the move 3 wide into turn 1 almost, and TNRM is in front of Tig. Niklas is still behind Tig. In front though, the Williams of Womax. I think he gave that DRS to Marco. Yes, he does give the DRS to Marco. Ollie, is he gonna go for the move on Marco? No, he doesn't. He wants to stay behind, as it's already lap 11 out of 12. These laps go very quickly with the amount of action that we have all over the place. With Tig and TNRM fighting for that P5, but Tig still there, side by side. Almost contact there, but TNRM is still in front. Niklas close, side by side now as Tig went with big wide turn 7. Almost contact there. Steps trying to sort of get himself in front somewhere. Niklas is going in front of TNRM. There's contact between Tig and Niklas. Niklas loses positions on Tig, Steps and Joseph Iles, and he drops down behind everyone as we start lap 12 out of 12. Ollie is trying to go for the move for the lead. Shazza's the same off track, but he can't get that move done. Pimerada tries to go for the move for the P3. Ollie, is he going to be able to get that move on Marco? Does he have the DRS? Yes, he does have the DRS. Marco doesn't. So I think Marco is going to have to settle for second. But is he going to be able to even settle for that? Pimerada around outside his championship rival. Pimerada goes wide and stays behind Marco. And Pimerada is lagging all over the place. Gets a 3 seconds. And drops down behind Shazza. He's lagging all over the place at the moment. Goes off track, but he rejoins very quickly. I don't know. But anyways, Pimerada is behind Shazza's, and Ollie through the 2 final corners is going to be able to reach the checkered flag first. Ollie wins the sprint race here in Austria. Marco P2, Shazza's P3, Pimerada P4. And TNRM is going to get P5 unless he gets a penalty. No, he doesn't. Take with that 3 seconds is going to drop down behind everyone that was involved in that train. TNRM P5, Steps P6, Joseph Iles P7. Niklas grabs the final points being position. Dragon P9, Tig P10, rounds off the top 10, and then it's Ibrahim Sesta, brothers Sen Newman, Waffled, Oreo Glass, Wildcat, and then Martin. When he's gonna finish the race soon. It's gonna take a bit. 30 seconds. It's gonna take a bit for Martin, but yeah. Ooh la la, action-packed sprint. That I can say. The laps went so quickly. Honestly, I don't know. Like Flash. They just went like that, because there was so much action everywhere, trying to get a bit of screen time here, a bit of screen time there, over the fighting. So yeah, Ollie wins the sprint. Importantly for Marco is that even though he did not grab the win from pole position, he still finished 2 positions in front of Pimerada, so he extends his championship lead by 2 points. And now the championship points are gonna be looking like... Hold on. No, wait, it's actually 16. Yeah, it was 16, now it's 18 points, sorry. Now it's 18 points between Marco and Pimerada. Now it's actually 18. Unless we all do pole position points nowadays. Then it's 18. And yeah, Marco, like I said, extends his championship lead by 18 points, but still those 18 points can be easily recoverable by Pimeralda in the main race. But first we go to the race quali. 18 minutes, so this time it's going to be a bit more calm, let's say. At least for the first, let's say, 10 minutes ish. Of course, times are gonna be going, but it's just gonna be. It's not gonna be the same with sprint where it's all the time laps, competitive laps. Where now here it's gonna be a bit more calm. Still no one out on track. Kind of crazy. Okay, now I said that. Now there are two cars out are gonna be out on track. There's an Aston Martin and Red Bull. Is that Pimeralda? That is Pimeralda and Cesta. I thought that was gonna be Ollie, but no, it's not Ollie. And I don't see at least anywhere that the point system would be different. At least I don't see them. I think it's the same. At some of the leagues that there's a bit different points, paying points that are being awarded. But I guess here it's the normal, let's just say that. Aureoglas seems to be going out on the Inters, although he still hasn't gone out on track. A lot of drives on the mediums, a lot of drives on the softs. I think now it's actually equal. Yeah, it's somewhat equal between softs and mediums. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there's 9 softs, and then 1 Inter. So okay, it's not equal. But you get the point. Pimerala starting his first flying lap out of short qualifying for the main race. Cesta right behind him, so he is gonna get a good slipstream. Pimerala 15.994 to the first sector. Cesta, no clue, doesn't show it anywhere. Pimerala now going into turn number 4. Down a hill. Drops down to 3rd, then accelerates 4th, 5th. Bit of ERS overtake as well. Now into turn number 6. That curb is dreadful. That curb is absolutely dreadful to go on. Yeah, that curb is absolutely dreadful to go on. That curb can easily send you spinning, but Pimerala goes off track. The same with Cesta. Cesta invalidates, Pimerala somehow doesn't, and he goes P1 with a valid time somehow, 04735. Somehow he doesn't. He didn't invalidate his lap. Olaf goes P2 with 110.230, so a mistake definitely on his lap. Then Ibrahim is going to finish his lap. Where's he going to go? In front of Olaf as expected. 4.5 tenths behind Pimeralda, roughly, but TNRM has gone fastest, 04346 on the mediums. Then who is it going to be? Is it going to be Brothers who is on the lap? Yes, it is. On the softs, Olaf should be as well on his lap, but Brothers, bit of a moment. Brothers has plenty of fuel though on board. Kind of weird, but Brothers goes Advance P2 04725. Behind him is got plenty of drivers. Martin 4th 04917. Then Take goes 7:32, 7:28. Definitely his personal best. Faster than his faster than his TT time. Lassie has joined the session. Interestingly. Step 709, 739. Wait, that Lassie has joined the session, even though he... Okay. Waffled goes 5th. 05, 105. 105, 105. Then Marco has started his lap, so let's look at his lap. Even though there are probably drivers who are on their flying laps. You didn't see me. I'm expected. Okay. Okay, Lassie, okay. Marco, through the first sector, 15.884. He has a bit of traffic in front of him, but that Williams lets him through nicely. Take P2. Oh, no, he did not let him through that easily, that's for sure. Wildcat did not leave him. Let him through that nicely. As it so happened. Nicholas goes P2 Adamant 043771. Marco 44.3. Take P3 as well 04525 in third, but that could be easily dropped down a position since Marco on his flying lap. Is he gonna go provisional position? Yes, he does. 03840, almost faster than his first soft lap. No, that was on the mediums, I believe. No, his lap was on the mediums, so actually he's gone a bit slower than his sprint time on the mediums. Ollie on his flying lap and ending his flying lap into the check flag, and well, not really check flag, but you get the point. Finish line 03987. Bit behind Marco, but Marco is really a, well, even though he did lose that win to Ollie and got that P2, still the gap that he showed in qualifying got heavily reduced in my opinion compared to what he would probably normally do. Then we have Womack starting his lap. Wildcat goes 12th, 06437. That was a driver who kind of blocked Marco on his lap, so we can sort of take a bit from his lap. Yeah, Womack's on a flyer lap. The same with Sesta right behind. Might get, no, he did not get blocked by a lagging Red Bull. That was Pimeralda, since he's lagging a bit. Olaf on a, no, he's not on a flyer. He's invalidated it. Sesta second sector 45.060. Dragon has left the session. Interestingly, Womack is gonna finish his lap first in front of Sesta. It is gonna be a valid lap, and Womack is gonna go 12th, 05915, but Sesta goes a second faster than Womack, 04822, 4 thousandths behind Josefiles, and Josefiles is on. He did that time on his mediums. Even though he's on his softs, he did that time on his mediums. So yeah, Newman through the final corner. Is he going to invalidate? No, he doesn't invalidate. And where's Newman going to go? He's going to go P804780, right behind Pimeralda, who is on a flyer. He's 27 thousandths down on his time though through the first sector, but first sector is really only one corner. So it's sort of like Abu Dhabi. You can sort of look at it, see how much is. If he has lost a lot of time, then he did not cook that first sector at all, and his lap is gonna be absolutely cooked. But if he did gain a lot to the first sector and second sector, if Pimarada keeps that second sector planted, and as well this third sector planted, then he can really cook this lap. Maybe not in front of Marco, which he doesn't go in front of Marco at all, and he doesn't even go in for batters since he has invalidated, and he would have gone faster than Marco, a 10th in front of Marco. A bit of a shame for Pimarada, but that P1 would have not lasted long since Olaf goes fastest as of right now, 03699. Marco is 25 thousandths down his time through the first sector. Turn 5 and now into turn number 6. Bit of grinding on the gearbox, but honestly we don't care. And there's the invalidation. He was a 10th up on his time, and there his lap goes. CNRM on his lap. Niklas is improving by 2.5, almost 3/10 faster than his previous time. Joseph Fields goes 7th, 04714, 9 thousandths in front of his own teammate. Niklas through the final corner, bit wide, but he is gonna finish his lap and he stays 5th, 20 thousandths only up on his time, compared to his 2.5 tenths up on his time through the second sector. So he definitely blundered it through the third sector. He just did not commit to it the same. We have Shazza's not on a flying lap. He's invalidated. Steps, it seems like he's on a flying lap right behind him. Ibrahim in front of Shaz is on a flyer, and Ibrahim is improving on his time. And where is he gonna go? He's gonna go P13, right behind his teammate Martin, 04938. And Steps goes P4, 04344, 2 thousandths in front of TNRM. And I mean, there's 3 drivers within 7 thousandths, which is kind of mad. Niklas not on a flyer. Steps of course not on a flyer. Let's look at TNRM if he's improving to the first sector. Yes, he is improving by in the first sector by 53 thousandths through the first sector. Is Audioglass on a lap? No, he isn't. Dragon is gonna start his lap. Ibrahim not on a flying lap. So let's look at TNRM on his lap, since he's the only one, and the only one has binned it on the exit of turn 4. Bit interesting that he binned it there, but anyways, his lap is done. Dragon on the mediums on his lap, 16.134 to the first sector. So of course he can improve this time later on, as he's going to be on the softs, I think. Let's see. I'm just predicting. I'm not saying that he's going to be. I'm just predicting. Anyways, Dragon on a flyer. In front of him though is Oli. Well, he isn't anymore. He has invalidated. Dragon 44.983 through the second sector. It's looking decent for him. It's looking decent. Not amazing. It's looking decent. Let's see, where is he gonna go? I just want to point this out. Who is gonna be? Where is he gonna be? Where he's gonna be right behind Pimarada, who has a similar time like Dragon. 04750 Dragon. 04735 Pimarada. By the way, within a 10th, there's Josefilas, Brothers, Pimarada, Dragon, and Newman. So it's very close. It's very, very close. Oli on a lap, a 10th up on his time through the first sector alone. That's mad. Pimarada through the first sector. How much is he gonna be up? He's down his time by 200 yet again. It goes hot into that third, into turn 3. Went very hot in there, and I think he just might have sticked it very nicely. Oli through the second sector. He has lost time. He is only 1/100th of a second faster than his previous time, and Oli has backed out of his time. So we go back to Pimarada. Is he going to be able to recreate his second sector split? No, he isn't, but he's still 3.5 tenths up on his time through this second sector. Bit weak there with his lag, but he's still up on his time, or at least he hasn't invalidated through turn 9 and into turn 10. Does he invalidate? No, he doesn't. Sticks with the track within the track limits, and Pimerada goes P3.03.910. 6 tenths. No, that's actually 7 tenths behind Marco. Marco still has a lap to do, and he's no, that's a McLaren coming out of the pits. That's not Shazad. That was Steps coming out of the pits. Wildcat is going to be finishing his lap, it seems like. And where's he going to go? Is he going to improve? No, he isn't. 17 thousandths down his time. Wildcat and Aureoglass, it seems like they're going to be fighting for that. Are they going to be P18 or P19 as of right now? Like I said, as of right now, TNRM not improving. Tig up on his time by 2 tenths to the first sector. He's cooking on his lap. He could go easily in front of Steps like that. Is he gonna keep that? Yes, he is. 5 tenths faster than his previous time. He could go somewhere around Ollie's time at this rate. He could seriously go somewhere around there. Of course, in the top, there's few drivers that have done their times on the mediums. For example, Ollie and Marco. But Tig, where is he gonna go? P5. Bit of time loss. Maybe a tiny bit, but still close behind Ollie. 04 to 10. And now that's 3 tenths between Tig and Steps. Steps is going to be starting his probably final flying lap of this qualifying. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's still doing a warm-up lap. Although he has to think about drivers behind, because, for example, Wildcat is starting his lap. And maybe Aureoglass. No, that was not Aureoglass, that was his teammate. Olaf coming out of the pits. Same with Marco. Steps weaving. Niklas up on his time by 4 thousandths. Almost nothing, but still something. And let's look at his lap. At least I know that he's on a lap. Niklas through the second sector is improving. 14 thousandths, just barely improving. But that's a barely of improvement. Can't be enough to go in front of Steps and TNRM. Still, they still have laps in their hands compared to Niklas, who after this lap probably won't have. And he's gonna finish his time. Where's he gonna go? P6, a tenth in front of Steps, gain a tenth through that third sector, and 04 to 76, and he retires immediately. Just with press of a button. Interestingly. Sen Newman on his time lap. There goes the Mercedes of Niklas. Sen Newman, is he improving? No, he isn't. 11 thousandths down his time through the first sector. And Marco, what was his first sector? He's improving by 26 thousandths through the first sector. Ollie is going to be starting his lap. Pimerada is going to start soon his lap. There's plenty of drivers who are on the lap. Tig, definitely not on a lap. TNRM doesn't seem to be on a lap. Steps, 72 thousandths up on his time. Dragon improving on his time by 2.5 tenths. Cesta goes P9.04.537. Dragon, is he going to go from Cesta? No, he doesn't. Just behind Cesta. 04.473. Behind him, Tig finishes his lap. Sen Newman, where is he going to go? Stays 14th, but Marco, is he going to go in front of Olaf? Yes, he does. Goes provisional pole position. 03.63.53. Shaz, not Shaz. Steps. Is he going to improving on his time? No, he doesn't. Stays 8th. Shaz, where is he going to go? He's going to go P3. Olaf, is he going to go in front of Olaf? Marco, no, he doesn't. Just barely doesn't improve on his time. Ollie through the final corner. Where is he going to be able to go in front of Marco? No, he doesn't. Goes in front of Pimerada though. But Pimerada is on his flying lap. Is he going to be able to take Marco's pole position away? It's going to be finding out. Now, he does take that pole position away from Marco. 0.3548 forward by Pimerada. And he goes provisional pole position. And no, he is on pole position here in the Austrian qualifying for the main race. The Red Bull has taken pole position in Red Bull's home soil, and they can be very pleased about that. Whilst his teammates not in a great place whatsoever. By the way, a quick mention, Tig and TNRM have the same exact time, 04012, both of them. Mark and Olaf are starting side by side again, just that one is on the first row, the second one is on the second row. Shaz 4th, Ollie 5th, Tig 6th, TNRM 7th, Niklas 8th, Steps 9th, Sesta rounds off the top 10. And then the grid goes however it went. However did it go? Anyways, Dragon 11th, Josephilas 12th, Mini Waffle 13th, Brothers 14th, Newman 15th, Martin 16th, Ibrahim 17th, Wumax 18th, Audio Glass 19th, and Wildcat P20. Final driver to qualify in this qualifying for the main race. Yeah, this is going to be going absolutely crazy with the amount of action that there's going to be. Just checking a few things. Okay, if we go like this, then we're gonna be able to easily make it for the real life qualifying. The real life qualifying is in 1.5 hours. Hello, Coke. I remember you from. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was here as well. Coke. Damn. That's mad. Not gonna lie. So many people you remember from here. And as the formation lap has started, and now we just look at everyone's tires. Mostly are mediums, but there are a few hard runners. Olaf, Shaz, Dragon, Mini Waffled, Wumax, and Audio Glass they are gonna start on the hard tires. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of new names. I mean, for me there are a few new names, but not that many. For example, Audio Glass, Wumax, Martin, Shaz. For example, he's not new. But yeah, there are as well for me many new names that I didn't know that joined this league. Newman and Martin has been sent back to the grid. Interestingly, so they're gonna have absolutely cold tires on their hands. And yeah, well, there goes one of Mercedes. That's TNRM already leading. And yeah, drivers are now gonna be going to the grid slots, and then we're gonna start the race soon. 36 laps of pure racing, hopefully pure racing, and not absolute wreckfest in here. Pimerado already tilting himself so that he can already cut off Marco immediately as they're gonna go up the hill into turn 1. And now we start the race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's gonna be lights out yet again for the main race this time. And Pimerado already cutting off Marco so that he can't get that move down inside. Pimerada still leading into turn 1 behind Ollie and Shaz going side by side, and Shaz is already trying to go for the move on Olaf. Side by side with him. Ollie just can't really go anywhere. He's a bit blocking there. Marco already going for the early lead of the Grand Prix. Marco taking the race lead from Pimarada. Shazas dropping down a position on Ollie. Tig already overtaking TNRM. Steps losing a bit of places. Dragon has lost plenty of places down to P15. Martin as well has lost plenty of places and is 2 seconds behind Wumax, who got overtaken by Oreoglas. In front, Ollie is in front of Olaf into turn 6. As well, Shaz is having some issues. What is going on with Shaz? He has front wing damage. Shaz has front wing damage. This is absolutely terrible news for him. And he's just not... Seems like that he doesn't have any sort of power whatsoever on his car. What is going on with his car? Joseph Viles as well has damage on his car. Or was that his teammate? Someone going off track as well in the background. But yeah, we start lap 2 out of 36. Shazas has his problems with his car, seems like. Pimarada still behind Marco, but he just wants to stay behind him as of right now. Steps overtaking Newman. Newman getting overtaken by Joseph Viles. Joseph Viles a bit pushing Newman wide, and that's Newman is fighting with Joseph Viles in front. Pimarada taking the race lead, but here it's a bit more interesting with the Dragon trying to go 3 wide into turn 4, and is that gonna be able to make it? There's a lot of banging wheels. 3 wide on the exit of turn 4 and into turn 5, into turn 6, almost again 3 wide, and just everything happening. Dragon just getting caught in here by Ibrahim behind him, bit of pushing. But Dragon, who made the move on the inside of Joseph Viles and Newman, has dropped behind those two, Brothers and Dragon, all in just a couple of corners. He made 2 places, but then he lost like 4. The 2 Haas drivers are going side by side. But Brothers goes in front of Joseph Viles into turn 1. In front though, Marco goes for the move on Pimarada. Is Oli gonna go for the move? No, he doesn't want to go for the move yet. TNRM went for the move on Tig and has made the move stick, at least for now. In front, is Pimarada gonna go? No, Pimarada not going for the move. Tig, is that gonna be a move? Or inside? No, he doesn't want to go for the move. So TNRM is still in front of Tig as of right now. Newman overtakes Mini Waffle, but the Brothers is gonna get the move. Is he gonna be able to get the move on Newman, who went a bit wide into turn number 4? Brothers has to stay behind Newman, at least for now. Newman has made the move stick, somewhat stick on Mini Waffle, and as well defended off nicely from Brothers, who is almost getting attacked by Mini Waffle into turn 9, but Mini Waffle just a bit scaring Brothers into turn 9, going a bit wide. Joseph Viles already 3 seconds, and that was Joseph Viles who has front wing damage. Shazaz goes into the pits, has to change that front wing. Pimarada not going for the move. The top 4 are running away yet again, but this time without Shaz. Shaz has been replaced by Olaf, it seems. So for the fight for the lead at the moment, we have only 3 constructors at the moment behind. Tig overtakes TNRM. The 2 Mercedes are close within each other, so of course they're going to be careful about each other. Behind this pack of cars, Dragon is trying to overtake Joseph Viles. And is that going to be able to make the move stick? Yes, he does. Dragon up to P13. Sesta trying to overtake TNRM. TNRM is ghosted, and TNRM, I mean, what has happened to him if he was ghosted? Now he goes top side with Sesta into turn 9 on the inside, and Sesta lets him through, and that's TNRM back to P7. Steps catching up to this pack in front of him. Let's go to the top pack. Pimarada, is that gonna be a move for the lead of the Grand Prix into turn 2 and 3? No, it doesn't seem like, but Ollie's trying to go for the move for P2. And is that going to be a move that is going to be for P2? It seems like it is. He is in front of Pimarada. And now, is he going to go for the move on Marco? Pimarada is literally sniffing his back, but he doesn't want to go for the move. And so Pimarada has to settle for 3rd. And yeah, Olaf is just looking behind these 3. He just has to keep within this top 3, within that DRS, and he is gonna be fine. Just needs a bit of praying from these drivers that they're gonna fight a bit, so that they aren't gonna get away from him that easily. As we are gonna end lap 5 out of 36 and are gonna start lap 6 now. Track limits are gonna be key in here. Track limits are easily awarded in here, just a bit too wide. In almost every single corner you can go, and that's a warning like that. Oli, is he gonna go for the move on Marco? No, he doesn't. Pimrada neither on Oli. Meanwhile, behind Niklas goes for the move on Tig, but Tig still on the inside. Who is gonna get the DRS from these two? It is gonna be Tig, it seems like. Yes, it is Tig, but Tig has barely got any ERS. And they're side by side, even though Tig had the DRS, they're still side by side into turn 4. And Tig on the inside, banging wheels, they're still banging wheels. And Niklas on the inside, probably Tig has to let that move go. Yes, he is gonna let that move go, although he's right behind Niklas. Meanwhile, behind Yellows, that's one of the Williamses, that's Womack's spun on the exit of turn 4, and he drops down behind his teammate Wildcat and drops down to P18. Dragon is in front of Mini Waffle and Ibrahim, but he's caught in this massive chaos that is this pack. Brothers goes into the pits. Early pits for Brothers, maybe front wing damage from him. Anyways, Dragon is catching a bit on Newman. Probably a move from Newman, from Dragon on Newman. There's gonna be for the lead of the Grand Prix though. Still nothing a bit changing, although now it could change. Oli goes for the move on Marco into turn 4 on the inside. Marco doesn't really want to fight this, and Oli takes the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 7 out of 36 on turn number 4. But of course, DRS trading on this track is so just it is a common thing on this track and on this game. It's a big common thing on this game. Behind Newman and Dragon side by side into turn 6. Dragon still behind Newman. He just cannot get in front of the Alpine. Maybe gonna have to think about something. And he's gonna go in front of Newman. Mini Waffle 3 seconds at the same time. Newman is gonna try to go for the move into turn 10. Doesn't work out though, but Newman is gonna have the DRS, and he might just have to go for the move, because Ibrahim behind him is gonna go for the move into turn number 1. Wildcat 3 second. Ibrahim has successfully made the move. Dragon though is still gonna have 3 cars trying to overtake him. There goes Mini Waffle, there goes Ibrahim 3 wide into turn number 3. And Ibrahim is gonna be in front of Dragon. It seems like Ibrahim still has the DRS, and Newman is gonna have a very easy move, and maybe even a Mini Waffle could go in front of Dragon. Is he gonna send it down his side? No, he doesn't. Dragon has lost 2 positions in just 1 corner, or technically two corners, just like that. Newman and Ibrahim are still fighting for that P10, side by side banging wheels. But it seems like Newman is in front of Ibrahim as they go into turn 7 and 8. Meanwhile in front, it's not much happening in here. Olaf is just keeping up with the cars in front of him, just chilling in here. Doesn't really need to do anything, just needs to drive with these cars. Maybe if one of these cars is gonna make a mistake, then just take advantage out of it, but just drive. Olaf goes into the back of Pimrada, although to be fair, Pimrada has been lagging a lot. Oli is gonna re-overtake Marco into turn 4 yet again, and Oli in front of Marco. And Oli takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, behind Newman, Dragon and Ibrahim are fighting for that P10 like it's for their goddamn life. Dragon is going to be able to defend that P10 from Newman into turn 4. Newman sends it down inside the Alpine. Bit of contact there probably was, but Dragon has finally overtaken Newman. But getting away from this pack is going to be hard. He has lost 10 seconds to Sesta. His 10-second gap to Sesta. This is absolutely mad. In that he lost so much time behind all of those drivers. He just could not get a move in front of Newman. But now he has finally made that happen. Mini Waffle already at 3-second time penalty, back again. Marco in front of Ollie. Pimerada not going for the move on Ollie. Marco back into the race lead. Pimerada, Ollie had a bit of an issue on the exit. Pimerada is trying to sort of get him. No, he doesn't want to get him. A bit of contact between Pimerada and Ollie. Ollie sent a bit sideways into turn number 4. Of course, this helps out Olaf, but as well this helps out Marco so that he can create a bit of a gap. So that actually into turn 1 and into turn 3, then he's not going to be so close with Ollie and Marco. Maybe he can actually save up a bit of his ERS. Meanwhile, behind of them, Tig and Steps are fighting for that P5 and 6. There's their own little train of cars. The two Mercedes are still in here, switching places. Steps is in front of Tig, but Tig is not gonna... well, he's not gonna give up that easily. Niklas tried to sort of sense a move on Tig, but defends aggressively on him into turn 1. Tig is probably gonna get an easy move on Steps. Steps a bit, gets out of the way. Niklas tries to go for the move on Tig, and is gonna go for the move on Steps as well into turn number 3. Stick just goes right into the back of Niklas. So it didn't really cause that much damage, or at least contact. Tig is still behind Steps, and Tig is gonna be able to get in front of Steps, stay behind Steps. It's gonna be in front. Tig is in front of Steps, and he stays in 6th as of right now. Steps lost 2 positions, and Niklas gained 2 positions. Meanwhile, in front, Olaf has overtaken Pimerada. Not something that I would have expected from a driver that's... I mean, at least in my strategy, I would just hang back with these drivers and just watch as maybe a disaster class is going to happen between these 3 two, because you of course don't want to see your teammate have to have a disaster class. Ollie is getting overtaken by Olaf. Smart move by Olaf as well to box Ollie in so that he cannot move away anywhere. Olaf is in front of Ollie. Is Ollie gonna go try and go for an overtake? No, he doesn't. It's a Ferrari 1 and 2 as Pimerada tried to go for a move on Ollie, but it was a bit late. A bit of time lost there, but a bit. Meanwhile, behind Tig and Niklas are fighting for that P5. Niklas has that penalty. Niklas, though, is on the inside of turn 6, and he does get that move initially. Tig tries to go for the switchback. They're side by side into turn 7. Still side by side into turn 8. Still side by side, but it's Niklas in front of Tig still. Behind, DJ Dead Dragon has finally got his ass away from these, well, drivers, Mini Waffles, Newman and Ibrahim. Now he can focus on catching up to these drivers in front who are fighting a lot, which is of course helping him. The gap has gone from 10 seconds to 6.7, so it's definitely helping him. Newman into the pit. Olaf goes for the lead of the Grand Prix. Is Marco gonna try and go back for that race lead? He has Ollie and Pimerada to watch out for, but it doesn't seem like it. No, it doesn't seem like it. They're staying behind him. Niklas and Tig are still fighting for that P5. Tig is gonna have that DRS, just goes into the... just goes himself into the grass. I don't know what Tig was trying to do there, but just goes onto the grass. Niklas was the whole time on that one side. Ooh, that wasn't good for the Mercedes pair, but yeah, Tig just went himself into the grass. Niklas was all the time on that one side. The two Mercedes are going side by side into turn 9. What is going on in Mercedes? Toto is definitely shouting there like, what are you doing? Stop fighting like that. But they're still fighting like I don't know, they hate each other or something. Newman 3-second. Mini Waffle retires in the pits. Weirdly enough, he was doing well. Anyways, Marco retakes the lead of the Grand Prix from Olaf. Meanwhile, behind, Niklas and Tig still fighting for that P6. Niklas is yet again in front of Tig. And Niklas is gonna go for the move on his teammate TNRM into turn 4. They're side by side. Getting a bit of contact. They're still side by side through turn 5 and turn 6. TNRM is in front of Niklas. So Niklas has to stay on into on P6 at the moment. Even though he would have wanted to be in front of him. Niklas has that penalty, and I think these two would need to really just, well, work together. TNRM goes into the pits, the same with Steps. No, Sesta goes into the pits. So TNRM tries to go for the undercut. Probably from Niklas' point of view, it looked like that he was trying to block him, but he was just trying to get into the pits. Olaf goes back into the race lead. Lap 15 out of 36, so these laps are going quickly as well. Of course, the track is very short, with like normally a race lap time of 1:06. Normally, yeah, 1:06 from the top drivers, maybe 07s at the moment. From the top, from the back, maybe 08s, maybe even 09s at one point. Of course, from the down the order as we go, then it's gonna be 09s. Brothers 3 seconds. Joseph Files overtaking Shaz, who is on 11 lap old mediums. He's just trying to get something out of this race, but it doesn't seem that really anything is working. In the top, still drivers not pitting. Anyone in here pitting? Niklas spins. I mean, he probably tried to go into the pit steps. The same thing, but they make contact. Steps just went into the back of Niklas. Dragon goes in front of all of them. And Niklas might have gotten damage from that TNRM 3-second time penalty. He should be in front of all of these three. There he pauses on the right. And he's going to be in front of them. How big of a gap is that going to be? A second over. And he has a DRS as well. So this is lovely from TNRM. Sesta as well is going to be in front of Tig. Tig just lets him through. So it's beautifully well done by TNRM and Sesta. That's horribly done by Niklas and Steps. Niklas has that wing damage. Steps, who caused that spin, is a bit paying in that as well, because he lost time on that. And he might get a penalty for that. Brothers, yet again, 3 seconds. How many penalties does he have? 9 seconds of penalties. And it's not even halfway through the race. We are just started, well, just about starting halfway through the race. These 4 in the top still haven't pitted. They are still yet to pit, including Dragon, but Dragon is not within that top 4 fight. Joseph Files, 3 seconds. Dragon has a bit of catching up to do on these 4. 20 seconds to Pimeralda, and probably 21 to 20 seconds on Olaf. Well, 20.5. Okay, it's gonna be close. Shaz overtakes Oreoglas. He's as well yet to pit. And it's only Dragon, Oreoglas, and then the top 4 who are yet to pit. Now, what are these 3 on the mediums are gonna do? Marco pits. Ollie stays out. No, actually, he goes in. Ollie goes in. He did not go with the white lines. Interesting by Ollie. Did not go via wide lines. Tried to overtake Marco around the outside, but that failed on him. That is very interesting. And the grid stays the same like that. Dragon, is he going to be able to go in front of these 3? Maybe. No, he's not going to be in front. Might be in front of some teammate. No, not even close. 1 second. Because he wants to get that DRS on them. But no, he's not going to even get that DRS on his teammate Pimeralda. Now, for Olaf left to do is just drive, keeps his own pace, keep his own pace, pray that the cars behind are going to fight like crazy, go onto the mediums, and then just push on the mediums as far as you possibly can. Wildcat, 3 seconds. And behind, is there any fighting? It doesn't seem like the cars have gone a bit, although Joseph is trying to overtake Newman. There was a bit of contact between them, and Joseph is in front of him. Newman a bit of oversteer on the exit. But yeah, the grid has spread out a bit, especially after Steps and Niklas had their own little incident. It seems like that there's nothing much going on besides in the top. Of course, these drivers that have pitted to the new hards are gaining massively on Olaf, and that was of course expected. But just Olaf just needs to drive his own race, drive with his own pace. That of course pushing, but that he's comfortable with, praying that these cars are gonna fight a lot, and then just push on those mediums as much as you can possibly can. As much as possibly you can. Audio Glass gets overtaken by Ibrahim, and Shaz overtakes Newman. Although, there goes there goes Joseph Iles, right in the eyes of, right in front of the eyes of Newman and Shaz. Joseph Iles loses the car on the exit of turn number 3. And Joseph Iles has lost 2 positions on Newman and Shaz. Can I see the flipping TV camera from the top like that, so that I can see the front wing damage? I can't tell anything, although if I can tell that he has massive front wing damage. Got overtaken by Ibrahim right there. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, he has massive front wing damage, and gets overtaken by Audio Glass, by his teammate Brothers, and probably by Womax as well, because he has to change his front wing. Unless he's gonna pit, then, retired, that I meant. That's what he has done. Marco, 15 seconds on Olaf already. Or behind Olaf. So these 3 are catching to Olaf like madmen. Olaf goes into the pits, finally. After a couple of laps of staying on them. Has gone into the pits. Now, the question isn't gonna be, is it gonna be in front of Marco? The question is, how far behind is it gonna be behind Pimarada? And of course, is he gonna be behind Dragon? No, he's not gonna be behind Dragon, but it just depends how far behind is it gonna be behind Pimarada. It's gonna be a few seconds. It's gonna be roughly 4 seconds. 3. Yeah, roughly 3 seconds to Pimarada. Of course, these guys don't want to really fight that much in this part of the Grand Prix. They need to extend that gap on Olaf. Of course, Marco is going to be the one driver that doesn't want to do that, wants his teammate to be in here. Ollie goes for the move, Pimarada goes for the move on Marco. This of course helps out Olaf massively, and Marco has lost a position to Ollie into turn 4 on lap 21 out of 36. Marco is going to be trying to sort of slow these cars a bit, maybe. We'll see. That's what I would do. Just try to fight a little bit more, so that Olaf is going to catch up to the cars that I would be involved with, aka Ollie and Pimarada. Ollie, fast lap, 105.789. Dragon finally pits as well into the from those hards. He's going to lose plenty of positions. Tig and Cesta have gained on TNRM. Marco is in front of Ollie into turn 3. Pimarada goes a bit wide. No, he doesn't. He's still with these cars. He's lagging like crazy. Newman 10 seconds and he retires from the track, from the race. Ollie back in front of Marco. There's one Williams in front of him, but he's not going to be fighting them that much. Olaf, of course, this is beautiful for him. He's gaining a bit as well, with his tires being better. They're a bit younger, but as well, he is on the medium, so at the moment he is going to be faster. 2.9 seconds that the gap to Pimarada is. Still has a lot to catch up, but as the race is going to go on and these drivers in front are going to fight, then I think Olaf is going to easily catch up to them. Olaf first lap 05638, so that proves that he has the pace. Marco, of course, wants to fight with these drivers as well, so that Olaf is going to catch up. And Marco goes in front of Ollie. Is Pimarada going to go in on the move. No, he doesn't want to go for the move. Now, is Oli going to go for the move on Marco yet again? This is going to be the question. Pimerada is going for the move on Oli. Oli is going to try and defend with the ERS. And Pimerada, is he going to go for the move on Marco? No, he doesn't, but he's going to go on Oli. This is, of course, beautiful for Olaf. And Pimerada still side by side with Oli. Brothers has retired in the pits yet again. Yet another driver that retires in the pits, even though they're in a very good position. Kind of confused by the reasonings. Anyways, Pimerada did not get Oli through the second sector, and Olaf, of course, gains a lot from this. 2.5 seconds between himself and Pimerada as we start lap 24 out of 36. Marco is still in front. Is Oli gonna go for the move for the lead? Pimerada is gonna no, he's not going for the move on Oli. They're just trying to catch up to Marco a bit. And Pimerada is gonna go for the move on Oli. He's using his ERS, a lot of his ERS. No, he doesn't want to go for the move. Is Oli? No, they're not using they're not overtaking each other. So there's a bit of a bummer for Olaf, although he's gaining. He is gaining. And he is going to be gaining every lap. Until like lap 32, when he's not going to be gaining that much anymore. TNRM and Tig changing positions. And TNRM is in front of Tig at the moment. Niklas and Steps are as well fighting. Niklas goes for the move on the inside of Steps. And Niklas is in front of Steps. Martin, 3 seconds. Vumax goes into the pits. Meanwhile in front, Olaf gaining time as always. Oli, bit of a wobble on the exit. None of them are overtaken, at least they're not using the overtake button. None of them are doing that. They're still staying behind of each other. They're not doing anything that would give Olaf too much of a time advantage. Pimerada, nope. None of them are using their ERS. Maybe Pimerada sending? No, he's not gonna send. So they are trying to just not let Olaf into the DRS, so that it's just gonna be them three for the move for the lead on the final laps. Tig, in the meantime, goes for the move on TNRM into turn 4. Shaz gets a 3-second time penalty. Niklas not close enough to take Steps, so he has to stay behind. Niklas has fronting damage, like I mentioned already. I thought that was new, but no, it wasn't. Marco has the DRS. No, he doesn't have the DRS. I thought maybe... Oh, Olaf might have the DRS. He will have the DRS on this straight into turn 3, which is lovely by Martin. Yes, that is Martin. Is any of these going to try and go for the move? Anyway, shape or form? No, they won't. But Olaf doesn't lose that much time on the straight, thankfully, via with Martin giving him DRS. Oli goes for the move for the lead into turn 4. Pimerada, is he going to go for the move as well on Marco? Yet again, deja vu between these three. They are fighting for that P1. Marco is trying to defend that P1 from Oli on the inside of turn 6. There's a bit of room, but he doesn't receive that much of it. And Oli is in front of Marco, and Pimerada is as well in front of Marco. Olaf, of course, gains a lot of time, but this is not good for Marco. Pimerada, this is good for him, even though he's going to gain 1 point. As of right now, he's only going to gain 1 point. Martin has spun going into the pits. I need a bit of a breather here. Marco is gonna try and get that move. Oli got that DRS from a lapped car of Aureoglas. Marco is trying to get that move on Pimerada into turn 3 around the outside. Is he gonna get that? They're still side by side. They both get that DRS from Oli. And is Oli gonna get eaten by both of them? No, he won't. He's gonna get eaten by only Marco, or maybe even... Is he gonna even get eaten by that? Well, he does get eaten by Marco. Marco back into the race lead. Last lap, he was behind. Now he's back in the lead yet again. And it pretty much stayed like it was on lap 25. Marco back in the lead, Oli P2 and Pimarada P3. Olaf did not gain almost at all from that fight in the top, so not he's just trying to get that DRS. How much ERS does he have? Well, not that much compared to the others in front who have a lot more ERS. Oli is saving that ERS as much as possible for the later stages of the Grand Prix. Oli, is he gonna go for the move on Marco into turn 3? No, he doesn't. The same with Pimarada, doesn't want to go for that. They don't want to go for the move. Now into turn 4. Maybe now. He's using his ERS. He's using it. He's still using it. Now he might turn it off. And he's in front of Marco easily into turn number 4. So Oli back into the race lead. Olaf gains not really much from that. Still, the gap between him and Pimarada stays the same. Niklas overtakes Steps into turn 4. Meanwhile in front, TNRM overtakes Tig into turn number 4. Is Steps gonna get the move on Niklas? Doesn't seem like it. Dragon is right behind them with better tires. Although to be fair, he has a penalty. The same with Niklas. So he's gonna fight more with Niklas compared to Steps. Steps doesn't have a penalty. Into the lead. Wildcat gets a 3 seconds. Marco is gonna go for the move on Oli into turn number 2 before turn number 3, and Pimarada just stays behind. Doesn't want to go for the move, just stays behind. Olaf, those tires are a bit dying now. He's sorry, he's not gonna be gaining that much time. And the gap is going further and further. 2.1 seconds. The prime time on those mediums has gone off. These three have worked together beautifully. Of course, not that it would work lovely for Marco, but you know, it's still, I guess, one less car to worry about, even though it's your teammate. In front, behind Tig, in front of TNRM. Dragon overtaking Niklas into turn number 4, and he is in front of him. And lovely as well that Steps is behind Niklas. Olaf gets a 3-second time penalty, so it's even one more thing to bury with his championship race winning chances in here, or at least for a podium. Oli going for the move. No, he doesn't. Pimarada does send it down inside on Oli into turn number 3 though. And is he gonna go for the move on turn number on P2? They're still side by side. Marco might get overtaken. No, he doesn't get overtaken by neither of them. Pimarada almost goes into the back of Marco, and Oli is in front of Oli is behind Pimarada. Pimarada goes up into P2. These cameras sometimes are so dog shit. Like, I don't need this camera, man. I don't need this camera. Yeah, anyways, Marco still in the lead. Pimarada P2, Oli P3. Olaf, we can sort of forget about him now. We can only focus on P1, P2, and P3, and those are Marco in the Ferrari, Pimarada in the Red Bull, and Oli in the Aston Martin. It's a three-way fight between the 3 different drivers and 3 different constructors. Pimarada goes for the move for the lead of the Grand Prix, back where he started this Grand Prix. And Pimarada is in front of Marco. Now Marco is gonna get that DRS, and is he gonna have a go for the move of for the race lead? No, he doesn't want to go for that. He doesn't want to go for that yet. The last chance is gonna be for the final lap, of course, but there's still few more laps until that is gonna happen. Pimarada at the moment leads behind TNRM. Is he gonna go for the move on Tig? He has the DRS, but too far back to go for a move. Dragon still has Niklas and Steps right behind him. They still have the DRS, so it's not looking good for Dragon. So that if he wants to get P8 at least in this Grand Prix, in this race. And other than that, nothing much happening here in the back. Not much happening yeah, we can just focus almost fully on the race lead as Marco goes for the race lead of the race. Ollie is trying to go P2 in front of Pimrada, but Pimrada defends his P2 by sending it down inside. Pimrada it's low on the ERS side. Ollie has a bit more, is using it. He's trying to go for the move on Pimrada into turn number 4. And Pimrada on the outside has a better exit, slightly better exit or side by side into turn 6. But Pimrada has to stay behind. And that's Ollie in front of Pimrada. Marco still in P1. Tig overtaking TNRM into turn number 4. Ibrahim gets a 3-second time penalty behind. These three are staying the same like they are. Dragon as well got a 3-second DRS on the Williams of Womax. Yeah, Womax. That is Womax. Lap 33 out of 36. These laps are gonna go fast like hell. Although to be fair, hell goes very slow. Yellows, that's Williams, so we don't have to worry about that. Ollie still staying behind Marco. This is gonna be all calculations for the final lap. Who is gonna try and go for the... Or, I mean, it just depends. Do they wanna stay behind until the final lap? Ollie and Pimrada, or is Pimrada gonna try and go for the move on Ollie? Or is Marco gonna try and do some DRS chicken in here? There are so many different combinations in here that could work out well for Marco, could work out well for Ollie. There is a bit less for Pimrada, but still, there are few combinations left that can work out for him. Yeah, lap 34 out of 36 has started. Almost penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, but not yet. Marco still in the lead. Is Ollie gonna try and go for the move? No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to go for it yet. It's the same with Pimrada. They're all staying behind. This is all gonna be DRS games right here onto the final lap probably. Unless Pimrada is gonna go for the move on Ollie, and then it's gonna be all hell let's lose. Shaz 3 seconds behind. Tig overtakes TNRM. Of course, these two are going to be fighting for P5, although TNRM has penalties. How many? 3. Sesta has... Oh, Sesta has 6. So actually, this is working out well for Dragon because he's gaining a lot of time on Sesta. And at least for now, he's going to stay in P8 since Sesta has 6 seconds. Dragon has only 3. And the gap is 2.5 seconds, so it's all working out well. Somewhat well for Dragon, of course, not well in terms of the fact that Steps and Niklas are right behind him, but you know, penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. What is gonna happen in here? Ollie, is he gonna go for the move? No, he's not gonna go for the move. Pimrada as well, too far back to go for any kind of a move on anyone. Marco still in the lead on the exit of turn 3. Ollie staying behind. Yes, staying behind. He's still staying behind for that final lap. Pimrada kinda had a look, but he doesn't want to go. Womax goes into the pits. He might want to go for the fastest lap. Shaz overtaking. Oh, both of these are going into the pits side by side. Both, I guess, trying to go for the fastest lap, but they're not going to have a go since they're going to get lapped by the leaders. And now, for the final time on the lap of the Austrian Grand Prix, Ollie and Marco is really someone trying to get that DRS. Someone is trying. Now all of the ERS sides, all the batteries are going to be all getting full power. All the engines are gonna get full power, and Ollie sending it down inside on Marco, but he's just staying behind him. He's still side by side with him on the exit of turn 3. Ollie is gonna get that DRS, and into turn 4. They're still side by side. Ollie on the inside. Pinrada can't do really anything. This is a deja vu on lap 27 or 28, was it? Pinrada side by side with Ollie. Is Pinrada gonna go for the move of the Grand Prix, or is that gonna be Ollie? Ollie on the inside, and Pinrada. There's a bit of contact between the Pinrada off track, and it looks like it's gonna be Ollie that is gonna be yet again the winner of the race, but there's still a few more corners to go. Ollie still could get a penalty for that defense from Pinrada forcing him off, but Ollie on track is gonna win the Austrian Grand Prix here in the in Spielberg. Marco P2, Pinrada P3, Olaf is gonna finish at P4. Jesus flipping Christ. I'm running out of breath in here. TNRM on track is gonna finish in P5, but Tig with the penalties is gonna finish in P5. TNRM P6. Sesta with on track is gonna finish in P7, but with the penalties he's gonna drop down to P number 9. Dragon initially P7, actually P10. Oh yeah, because it says that. Yeah, okay. Steps P7, Dragon P8. Niklas P9 and Sesta rounds of the top 10. Shaz P11, Ibrahim 12th, Audioglass 13th, and Wildcat is gonna finish his lap in P14. Well, that was an eventful one, wasn't it? Yeah, oh, Wildcat in front of... Oh yeah, because they were lapped. No, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, anyways. What a drive that was. From the top. I don't know, I'm kind of lost for words in here. Battling every single lap. There were battles literally every single lap. And that is Ollie who made most out of both of the races, if I remember right. Yeah, it is. Marco again extends his championship lead over Pinrada by 5 points, at least for now. And yeah, Ollie wins the main race in Austria. And yeah, Ollie takes maximum, well, close to maximum amount of points. Of course, one point for the fast lap would have been nice, but anyways. Marco extends his championship lead by 5 points over Pinrada. Results like this, if anyone needs them. Brothers, 12 seconds of penalties. So yeah, that was a action-packed race. I'm just gonna say, action-packed race. From the start of sprint qualifying to the end of lap 36 of the main race. That was a chaotic one, but in a good way. No safety cars whatsoever. A rare sight to happen, honestly. Yeah, absolutely no safety cars, battling every single lap. There was battles every single lap. Well, almost, but you get the point. And yeah, just battling for the lead all the time. And it is Ollie who wins both of the races. Marco, like I said, extends his championship lead. And that was the Austrian Grand Prix altogether. Sprint quali, sprint, race quali, and then main race itself. Next race is gonna be Hungary, in Hungary. And yeah, that was the Austrian Grand Prix. Driver of the day, honestly I don't know. I guess Ollie. Driver of the day. And then see you next week. If it's gonna be me, if it's gonna be Reggie, or someone else. I don't know, but see you next week in Hungary.